From inside Rogers Center in downtown Toronto, interleague baseball on MLB The Show.
どうも
It's
皆
the
さん、おはこんばんにちは、キ
Colorado
ミです。
Rockies
MLB
and
The
the
Show
Toronto Blue
2026 年
Jays.
シーズン、トロントブルージェイズ対コロラドロッキーズの試合をお届けしたいと思います。
Along with Chris
さあ、
Singleton,
MLB The
I'm John
Show
Sciambi.
2026年
Okay,
トロント
Singy,
ブルー
he's
ジェ
got
イズ
some extra
で
swagger
ござい
today
ます
after
と。
that monster performance in the last
さあ、
game.
先行はね、
So much confidence
コ
in
ロ
that
ラドロッ
swing.
キーズ、
No
後
doubt
攻はトロン
about
ト
it,
ブルー
Boo.
ジェイ
He
ズという
did
ことで、本
everything
球
but
場は
drive
ブルー
the
ジェイズの
team.
ホーム球場でございます。
And we'll be back with the first pitch right after this. And the starter for Toronto, Kevin Gausman. What do we have on him?
さあ、トロントブルージェイズの先
This guy
発、ケ
usually
ビン・
turns
ガ
in
ウ
a
スマン。
very good outing. His teammates really enjoy when he's on the mound. Everyone seems to be loose, which can help the offense be a bit more dangerous. So if you look at the opposing lineup, they're hoping he doesn't just settle in. They want to make this an uncomfortable start from the beginning.
Just about ready to roll. Here's Tyler Freeman to hit. And he drops it down the third baseline.
いや
Makes it to first on a perfect bunt
やられたね。
as they couldn't even get to that one.
That's a
もう
fun
差を
way
し
for
て
them
も
to
うたわ
start the game on offense, and thanks to a little small ball, they produce a base runner right away. And we'll see if this is part of the game plan for them today, or if they just took advantage of an early opportunity.
Now the number 2 hitter, Mickey Moniak.
That's outside.
Just missed.
He's a master at hitting fastballs. You need to be careful with location if you're going to throw them. Knowing that the pitcher wants a ground ball double play opportunity here, you've got to lay off pitches down in the zone. Right there, swinging at that pitch, that's a no-no.
Freeman on at first, nobody out. Swing and a ground ball. There's one. To go
オッケー、ここはダブルプレ
They
イ。
made that double play look so easy,
岡
but
本
it was
素晴ら
far
し
from
い。
routine.
5、4、
That's the one
3
thing
のダブル
about
プ
big
レイ。
leaguers. They make tough plays look simple.
ナイスキャッチ。ナイスボール。いや、完璧。
Base is empty after the double play.
さあ、
Hunter
ダブルプレイ
Goodman
ツ
digging
ー
in
アウ
for the
ト。
Rockies. Swing and a foul out of play. Two down, nobody on. That clips the zone.
はい、素晴らしい球。
This guy's pounding the zone. Hitters don't have time to think in between pitches.
Pitch misses. Ball 1.
Hey, 空振り三
That's
振。
out number 3. And now the Blue
さあ、
Jays will
1
get
回
their
の
initial
表、
shot.
難な
No
く抑え
score.
まし
You're
た。
watching Major League Baseball on the show. Back here at Rogers Center, today's starter for Colorado, Ryan Feltner. Chris, what are you looking for from him?
Well, there are going to be a lot of balls in play because of the ground ball rate. Important that the defense stays engaged in the game. I think it's critical. Tempo is there. If you work quickly, it helps the fielders behind you to stay engaged, to make those plays, and help you get through the innings.
George Springer, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball 1. And a foul ball. 1-1 now. Out towards
あ、
right
これはい
center
いとこ飛んだ
field.
ぞ。落ちるか。どうだ。オ
Touches
ッケ
down, that's
ー。
it.
セカ前。
So a runner aboard to start the inning.
ナイスバッティング。スインガー。
Jesus Sanchez next up for the Blue Jays.
Jesus Sanchez.
1 run batted in yesterday. Their only run of the game. Now a quick throw to first. And a sack bunt here.
ナイスバント。
Got him on the off-balance throw. 1 pitch and 1 out.
うん、いいね。
Let's take a look at the lineup for the Blue Jays.
さあ、ブルージェイズの、スターティングメンバーはこんな感じでございます。今日
Well,
は
there's a
7
lot of
番
young
に
talent in this
岡本
lineup.
が
I
入って
think
お
as
り
they
ます。
gel together, gain some maturity over the course of this season, they could be playing October
ああ、バッター
baseball.
はきれい、ロッキ
So
ーに
now
は。
with 1 away and a man at second. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. now.
あちゃーナイスキングサードの頭上を越えていきました。まずはブルージェイズ先制でございます。素晴らしい。
Took the barrel right to it. Nice extension as well. 105 exit velocity. That tells you everything you need to know about that swing.
One down. Addison Barger will hit next.
アディソン・バージャーどうだ。
Foul ball.
これは切れてファウルボール。ああ、これはどうだ。これはどうだ。落としてる落としてる落としてるよ落としてる。これで2点目が入りました。アディソン・バージャータイムリーヒット。あわやホームランとかっていう当たりだったね今。いや。
One out, runner at second. Alejandro Kirk, the next to hit.
アレハンドレ・カー
Kirk launched a homer in his most recent game. One out, the runner at second here in game one of this three-game set.
さあ、ワンアウト、ランナー、二塁。さあ、これもいい当たり。ナイスバッティング。3点目。さあ、初回からバンバンバンバン点数入れていきますけど。さあ、これもライトスタンドにこう。いや、やば。おいおい、マジかよ。
Looks like this guy was looking out over the plate, but he was ready to turn on the inside fastball. So direct to the pitch. Absolutely blasted out of this ballpark.
これで2点追加。すごいね。さあ、いきなりブルージェイズ打線がバーッとしております。
Now the third baseman.
さあ、バッターは岡本でございます。調子に乗ってしまいました。岡本はショートゴロ。いける思って初球から狙ったこれや。
And now for the Jays, Ernie Clement. One of my favorite Ernie Clement notes. He got his most recent glove, the one he played the 25 season with, off of eBay. A woman from Japan sent it to him. I asked, what'd you put in the search engine? He said, used Mizuno infielder's glove.
よっしゃ、ナイスバッティング。捉えてるね、今日は。
Here's Andres Jimenez.
さあ、バッターはアンドレス・ヒメネス。ヒメネスどうだ。これもいい当たりだぞ。よーし。いたか。これはアウト。いやー、いやーでもね、この回一応5点でございます。ブルージェイズが5点リード。いけるかなと思ったけどダメだった。まあまあまあまあまあ。
All set for the start of the inning. Here's the Rockies cleanup hitter, Jordan Beck.
さあ、初回から点数もらったね。
I'm sure he likes the 5-0 lead and the run support, but he's sat around a lot since warming up in the pen, and you'd hate to see a guy not have his rhythm to go out there and have a great start.
Bounce to the right side.
セカンド取って。
Throw to first in time. Ezekiel Tovar digs in now. Gosman, more than 100 career wins on the mound, a former first-round pick back in 2012. Up the middle, and that one handled.
OK、これもセカンドゴロ。センターに抜けようかというあたり。
Nice job to even get to that ball, and then even more impressive was the throw. Off balance, had to try to in the air, get his shoulders turned, and make a strong throw. Does show off the strength of the arm. We're usually used to seeing that kind of arm strength from the shortstop.
Next to hit, Edouard Julien.
さあ初球はストライク。
Swing and a miss as he was out front.
さあ、ただいま5名の方見てくれている状態いらっしゃいますね。あっと、ここはキャッチャーフライ。OK。OK、スリーアウト、点入。さあ、この回も難なく抑えました。
Bottom of the second. Now it's the Toronto designated hitter, George Springer.
さあ、打順は2巡目でござい
You
ま
might
す。
not
ジョージ・ス
describe
プリ
as
ンガ
having
ー、
elite
1
level
番からで
speed,
ござい
but
ます。
he can absolutely move, and it is a factor in his game. Out towards right center field.
これはライトが追い
On the
か
move
け
to
て、
the
ラ
alley.
イト
Pulls
フライ。
it down and he makes the catch. One pitch and one out. So up next, Jesus Sanchez. He's 0 for
さあ、
1.
バッターはサンチェス。
Clearly, he hasn't had it in this game, and looks like sooner than later, they're going to have to go to the bullpen.
Outside, that's a ball.
Gary Simmons, our plate umpire today, sort of has a reputation as a pitcher's umpire.
Yeah, a little bit of a wider zone than most, I'd
これは
say.
ライト
Wide
真
zone can be
正
tough
面
to
で
deal
す
with
か。
as a
当たり
hitter
は良かっ
because
たけど、
you have to start expanding what you're looking
完
for,
全にライト真正
covering
面
those sides, and with the stuff pitchers have today,
さあ、バッ
just
ター
don't have a
は
lot of
ゲレロジ
success.
ュニア。
Two down, bases empty.
ツーアウトランナーな
Vladimir
し。
Guerrero Jr. next up for the Blue Jays. Singled and drove in a run his first time through.
Ball, that's outside.
これはアウトだ。センター取れない。
And that keeps
セ
the
ン
inning
ター
alive.
ナイスバッティング。
Now the Toronto 4-hole hitter, Addison Barger.
アジソンバーガー。いきましょう。バッター4番。
Well, the good thing so far is that he hasn't issued any free passes. Unfortunately, they're making pretty good contact, so not getting the swings and misses and making that defense work behind him.
ナイスバッティング。あー、
Guerrero around second, headed for third. And a double puts runners at second and third with 2 out.
Two
さあ、
hits
ツ
for him in
ーアウ
this
ト
one.
か
Both
ら
for extra
またね
bases.
チ
Got to feel
ャ
good
ンス
about
を
that.
迎えました。
That was
二塁
exactly what you're looking to do with the pitch away, especially in that situation. Drive it into the opposite field gap. He got himself 2 bags on a great swing of the bat.
ほほー。
Manager out of the dugout now, and he'll make a move to dip into the Rockies bullpen. Ryan Feltner won't go any further tonight. And this is one he'd like to forget. Back with a new arm
5回、
after
2回
this.
ノックアウト。素晴らしい。残念だったな。
On
さ
the
あ、2人
mound
目のピッ
now,
チャーでございます、
Ken
ロッキーズ。
Stolander.
And this is a really tough spot to come into as he tries to keep this one close. You almost have to forget about the runners in scoring position. They're not going anywhere. Focus on the hitter, getting that one out your team needs from you.
Alejandro Kirk getting ready to hit.
川
1 for 1 with a single and a run scored so far. That
こ
one is
れもいい
absolutely
当たり。
belted.
どうだ。へ
Get
ー。
to it, and this could score both runs.
はい、
Another
森
score.
下。
2 runs in on the play, and they're pulling away up by 7
あー、
now.
変わり立
These
て、
hitters today are
初
so
球を
great
狙って
with
いきまし
handling
た。
velocity. They're seeing high speeds day after day, and a nice job of turning that one
完
around.
璧やね。
Here's the center fielder, Dalton Varsho. He's 1 for 1 with a 2-run homer his first time up.
さあ今日もね、ブルージェイズ大量得点を入れております。打線やばいな、ほんと。
Hammered down the right side, but foul.
雰囲気あるよ。
Swing and a ball
あ
lifted
ー、こ
left
れは
field.
ダメか。
He's
こ
got
れは
it.
レフトフライ
That
で
is
す
the
ね。
inning. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 1
ここで
left.
また追加
We
点が入
played
り
2
ました。
full. Blue Jays 7 and the Rockies
7
nothing.
回で。
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball on the show, Canada. Back now in
さあ、回
Toronto.
は3
Top
回。
half of the 3rd inning.
Clearly down in this ball game, and you can't look at the deficit and try to get it all back in one swing. It's got to come one at bat at a time, and even shrink it down smaller, pitch to pitch. Make that guy on the mound work to get you out. Well, every pitcher wants a run support, and having a lead is nice, but it can be challenging for some pitchers. I think keeping the mindset to attack instead of trying to be too fine and have too much finesse. Go after hitters and get quick outs. Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Stays alive.
Flew open a little bit with that front shoulder, but was able to slow his back down just enough to make contact with that pitch. Keep the at-bat alive.
Fouls it back with 2 strikes.
さあ、ここも食らいついてきたね。
And a swing
さあ、
and a
ここは
miss.
空
Speed
振
with
り
a
三振。
fastball. This is Willie Castro. That one back up the middle and it gets
これは
through.
抜けていきます。センター
So a
前。
man aboard now with 1 away.
さあ、ロッキーズはこれが初ヒットかな。
Jake McCarthy digging in for the Rockies. Maybe expecting a bunt here. Third baseman playing in on the edge of the grass. And there's a foul ball. The 0-1.
おっ、
Left field. Sanchez ranging after it. Makes the grab.
さあ、ツーアウトランナー一塁。
Up next for Colorado, second baseman.
So the Rockies lineup turns over.
さあ、ロッキ
Tyler
ーズも
Freeman
2巡
will
目
hit
になります。
next.
1番に帰ります。
There goes the runner. Pitch misses.
これ
Throw.
はセー
Save.
フ。
You don't usually see teams try to claw back into games by being aggressive on the base pass like this, but it's still early in this one. This kind of tells me they're going to try to tackle this one 1 run at a time instead of waiting back for a big 3-run homer.
Man on second, 2 down. And a big swing and a miss.
Well, the best way to shake off yesterday's struggles is to get on the board early. They've got a guy in scoring position. They've got to find a way here to get him in.
さあ、ワン、ツーで追い込みました。
Good eye right there. That one the other way. And he makes the catch.
ライト前に落ちそうでしたけども、
So
取りま
one
し
left
た。
for
ツーアウ
Colorado.
ト、天
Not
気。
going their way. It's 7-0. Back here at Rogers Center, they put themselves out in front with a nice display at the plate. Take a look at the spray chart for where their hits
さあ、
have
バッターは
landed.
岡
Yeah, it
本
looks
からで
like
ご
they've
ざい
been
ます
spreading it out pretty well in this one, Boog. Spraying the ball all over the yard. Good team effort at the dish.
Stirring in the Colorado bullpen, number 58, the rookie right-hander, is getting loose.
さあ、ナイスバッティング、
And
本
a
当。
seam to center. That's a
捕まえ
base
た。
hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
He was all over that one. Other than ripping one into the gap or blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits that are more satisfying than a nice line drive in the center field. So that definitely felt good.
Stepping in, Ernie Clement.
これもうまいバッティング。レフト前。
Throw back in quickly.
今日は
First
捉
and
えてる
second
な、
now
完
with
全
nobody
に。
out. Here's the shortstop at the plate. Andres Jimenez doubled his first
川
time.
ヒメネス。もう初球からじゃあ
That
な。
one is lifted in the air. Lays
あ
out.
ー、ちょっと待って。
Can't
ほらほ
squeeze
ら。
it. They won't test it here. Bases loaded. No outs.
危ない危ない。さあ、ノーアウト満塁。取るんかいと思ったら取れへんのかいって感じだな。さあ、バッターは一番に帰ります。3巡目。これも初球から。タッチアップ。さあ、岡本帰ってきた。セーフ。素晴らしい。これで1点っていうか、8回で。
Now it's up to the guys coming up behind him to pick up the rest of those runners on base.
Jesus Sanchez.
さあ、
The
バッ
next
タ
to
ーは
hit.
サンチェス。これもいい当たり。もうブルージェイズ打線が止まんない。やばいぞ、これ。
Coming around third is Jimenez. Now a relay to the plate.
ああ、もうセーフ10点目。
He scores. And it's a double-digit lead as they're up by 10.
ああ、ゲレーロジュニア、これやばいんじゃないかと思って。
Next to hit, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Hit on the ground to short. Tovar slings the
ここは
first
ショー
in
トゴロ。
time. So here's the cleanup hitter, Addison Barger.
ああ、バッターはリソンバージョン。
In the air, pretty deep out
これ
to
は
center
セン
field.
ターどうだ
Doyle
どうだ
gets
セン
under it,
ターってい
and that's the third out.
3アウトチェンジ。いや、ここも追
Three
加
runs
点が
on
入り
four
まし
hits,
た。
no errors,
10
and
対
one
0。
left on. On to inning number 4. It's the Blue Jays 10 and the Rockies nothing.
よし。
This game's a bit of a blowout, Singy. Let's talk about something random. Let's do it. All right, Singy, we've been in all the press boxes. You got best press box food.
I'd say press box food because of the ice cream. We have to go Philadelphia. Yeah.
Shout out to our guy Frank.
Yes. New York for me is pretty good. Yankees?
Yeah, solid.
Yeah. As far as ballpark food, one of my favorite places is San Francisco.
Garlic fries, yo.
Garlic fries, and you got the lobster roll out there in the outfield if you want to make the walk all the way out there.
It's great, though, broadcasting a game with that zoo breath where you could just, I mean, absolutely
What?
levitate some people with your breath.
ここはセンターフライ。
for the out. One away.
But we got the crab fries in Philadelphia, is that right?
Yep, and
It's
then
been a long time for me.
Boog's Barbecue at Oriole Park.
I knew you'd go there.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, you can work in your name, huh?
That's right.
あ、ショートフライ
And
で
a
す
couple
よ。
of quick outs.
That was a good pitch to hit right down the heart of the plate. Had pretty good timing on it. Just got underneath it a little bit and popped it up.
Back. Stands in now and watches strike one. That's too
a
low.
ball.
Ball one. Swing and a miss, and that's strike two.
さあ、ワン、ツ
The
ー。
baseball's coming out of his hand very well. He's been able to paint all four corners, but really good ride at the top of the zone. Hitters have to respect that. Very difficult pitch to hit.
2 down, nobody on.
よー
That's a base hit. And that extends the inning.
Wow. So important to get into the fielding position as you deliver that baseball. That is a scary one. Watch your lips.
And now here is Ezekiel Tovar.
Well, he's been incredibly efficient in this one. First pitch strike percentage over 70%.
Outside.
That's well above league average, and that's what's allowed him to pitch well up until this point.
Runner on the move.
おいしょ
Pitch is
That's up
high.
there.
またかくそーセーフ。
Well, he had that base stolen as soon as he broke for second. Such a huge lead. The pitcher's got to find a way to help out his catcher, especially if he doesn't have a great throwing arm. Step off the rubber, shrink that lead, somehow create a little bit more time where maybe you can prevent that stolen base.
打線がすんげえいいのかどうかね。
Man at second. inside.
That's
And
inside.
the count is
3
3-1.
ボール1ストライク。粘ってくるね。
Payoff pitch.
タイムの作戦。
Couldn't pull the trigger on a fastball at the knees. The Rockies strand one. They're down 10-0.
いやー、素晴らしい。
Bottom of the inning, and now for the Jays, Alejandro Kirk.
さあ、バッターはカーク。
Ball one.
いやー、でも今日は集中力がね、あるからね。もう、素晴らしい。
In the air to left
これはセン
center.
ターに上がり
Doyle
ま
turns
し
to the
た。
right on the
セン
move.
ターフライ。
And a quick out number one. Dalton Varsho next up for the Blue Jays. He's already homered in this game.
ドルトンバーショー行きましょう。ほら、
This one in the
これ
air
はセン
center
ター上がっ
field.
たけ
Doyle
ど、
ranging back.
深いところセンターフライ。2アウト。
Two away. So up next
さあ、
for
バッターは
Toronto,
岡本、先
Kazuma
ほどヒットを放っており
Good
ますと。
swing out of him last time. Ripped a liner into
さ
center.
あ、今日3打席目いきましょう。
And that one upstairs, ball one. Two down, nobody on. We're here in the bottom of the fourth.
Ball that's outside.
さあ、ライトティングか、センター、真正面。
And that is that.
いやー、ここは、
3
3ア
down
ウト
for
チェ
him
ンジ。
there.
初め
On
て
to
の
the
三者
top of
凡
the
退じゃない
fifth
です
we
か、こ
go.
れ。
It's the Blue Jays 10 and the Rockies nothing. Back
さ
now
あ、
in
回は
Toronto,
5
new
回で
inning
ござい
getting
ます。
started. Edouard Julien digging in for the Rockies. That one finds the zone. 0-1. Julien, 26 years old, and he was born in Canada.
この55っていうのがすごい気になるな、これ。よし。
The 0-1.
い
Comes
や、
up
下手した
empty.
ら今日この
That's
ガウス
strike
マンが
two.
投げ切ってし
Man,
まうかも
that's
しれ
just
ない
a
ところ。
nasty splitter. Bottom falls out of it. You don't see a lot of guys throw that these days, but I tell you what, he's got a good one.
Swing and a miss.
さあ、ここも空振り三
And
振。
that's 4 strikeouts.
Well executed pitch on the outside part of the plate.
For Colorado,
Brenton
center
Doyle
fielder,
digging in
Brenton
for the
Doyle.
Rockies.
Pretty rare location right there, right down the middle. This guy paints the edges. I'm not sure if you're going to see that pitch again as a hitter.
The Blue Jays up big in this one, and we're at the top of the fifth. On the
ここは岡
ground
本
to
取って
third.
一塁へ。
Throws to
フェイ
first
ス
in
はと。
time.
Up next for Colorado,
Willie
third
Castro
baseman,
now at
ま
the
あなかなかトン
plate.
トン
Picked
拍
up
子
a
で
base hit
抑
to
えられ
center
て
his
いる
first time up.
ほい。さ
Swing and a
あ、
pop
岡本が
up
取りに
in
行き
foul
ま
ground.
す。はい。オッケー、スリーアウト。チェンジ。
Back now to start the bottom of the
さあ、ロッ
fifth
キー
and
ズまたピ
taking
ッチャー
over
変え
on
て
the
きま
mound.
した。
Number
3人目の
58.
ピッチャー、
He pitched
RJ ピッ
yesterday,
ト。
and we'll see him once again. Leading off, Ernie Clement. He's 2 for
バッ
2.
ターはクレメント。
Ernie Clement.
これはどうだ。
Ball popped in the
セカンド
air.
越えてく。
That
ナイ
one
ス
gets
バッティン
down
グ。
for a hit.
いい
So
ね。
a runner aboard to start the inning.
You know, I was watching his rounds
Nice
during
one.
batting practice today. So impressed with his ability to let the ball travel, go back up the
Tama,
middle and the other
tawa,
way.
Jimenez.
Sometimes when you step in the box during the game, you get a little anxious and you get away from that. But so far, I've seen him stay consistent with his pregame preparation.
Jimenez, the next to hit, takes ball one. Next offering
ここも
misses,
みんな
and the
バット
count
吹い
now
てる
2-0.
No, he's really working him away this at bat. Sometimes take a little bit off velocity, try to get a rollover, something on the ground, stay away from that big hole on the right side of the infield.
Bunch it
う
towards
ま
the
いバッ
mound.
ト。 素晴らしい。
Flips it. Nicely done.
ナイスパッ
There
ト。
was a time where that sac bunt was just ho-hum, very basic, but is increasingly difficult as it's become to get bunts down in the big leagues. Nice job right there.
And it'll be George Springer to step to the plate.
No, inside.
あー、違う。これは違う。ワインドワン。
One out and a runner at second. Last half of inning number 5.
よいしょ。
Out to
これ
center.
はタッチアップに
Has
な
a
る
beat
か。
on it
タッチアップ。
and makes the grab. Runner tags at second. And he
Okay.
gets to third safely. Moving up on the fly out, and there are 2 gone.
Left fielder, Jesus Sanchez.
At the plate, Jesus Sanchez.
A chance for more damage right here. A couple of RBIs for him in his last AB.
Swing and a
ラ
high
イト
fly
上がった
ball,
ぞ。
well
どうだこ
struck.
れ。
Way back there.
あ、見送った。入った。
That'll
ホー
make
ム
it
ラ
out
ン。
He'll circle the bases. His first homer of the year.
ありがとうございます。
And they throw a pair on the board. It's
サンチェ
12-0.
スのツーランホームラン。第1号かな。素晴ら
Knew
しい。
exactly what to do with it too.
12対0。
Clearly some frustration out there on the mound right now. I mean, that ball was so close to going foul. Would have been a long strike, but instead, batter gets rewarded. Did a nice job of getting to the pitch and hitting it hard enough to
さあ
get
バ
over
ッター
the
は
fence.
ゲレーロジュニア。
So 2 down. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. getting ready to hit. And that one hammered. That's back.
ここはレフトを抑えてスリーアウト。
The Jays
入ろう
get
か
a
と思って
pair on this homer. We're through 5. You're watching Blue Jays baseball on
あ
the
あ、
show
ブルージェイズ
Canada.
打線が止まんないね、もう。これ毎回得点になってんじゃないですかね、多分もう。いや、1回だけゼロがあった
Back in the
か。
ballpark, let's take a look at some of the moments that stand out to us.
5回で12点ってもうえげつなすぎるな。
So digging in,
Leading
Jake
off for
McCarthy.
Colorado,
さあ、ここから
left
6
fielder
回でご
Jake
ざいます。
McCarthy.
後半戦行きましょう。まだ先発ピッチャー大丈夫ね、カーズのね。
Inside ball. Ball, that's low.
That's in there. And the
さあ、
count's
2
even at
ボール
2.
2ストライク。
Swings through
さあ、
that.
ここも空振り
Just a
30。
mid-90s challenge fastball right there. Not much to it. And I'm sure he'd love another swing at it because it was in a very hittable location. Those are the swings where you can sometimes start to question yourself as a hitter and say, how did I miss that? But, you know, it happens.
Freeman in the box here lets that one go for a ball. Check swing,
Oh,
but he
okay,
went too
mana
far.
pare.
And it's 1-1. Freeman hits it in the
ここ
air.
はライト。
Two
へい
down.
2アウト。
Mickey Moniak digging in for the Rockies. And it's fouled away.
Well, this is the type of hitter you want up in this situation. Some sluggers coming up behind him. He's so good at moving runners, but also getting on base. See if he can be patient here.
Just
that's low.
missed.
Now, this manager knows that his players are just trying to do too much. Everybody needs to just take a deep breath, relax, and let it naturally happen.
That
Ah.
catches the outside corner. That's strike 2.
Ball
I
2.
thought he'd bite right there.
Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Two down, nobody on.
ここも空振り三振。
And that's 6 Ks for him in this one. So another good inning for him on the mound. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And now for the Jays, Addison Barger.
さあバッターは4番からいきましょう。
In the air to left center.
高いところですけどもレフト追いつきます。
Pulls it down and he makes the catch. One pitch and one out. Alejandro Kirk next up for the Blue Jays.
さあバッターはカク。
On the ground, Castro slings to first in time. Manager out of the dugout now, and he'll make a move to dip into the Rockies bullpen. Number 58 out of the game. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound.
Now pitching for
Keegan Thompson on a pitch out of the pen here.
And with the big deficit on the scoreboard, he almost has to just put that out of his mind. Every outing matters for relievers and their numbers, but I think it's tough to get up for this type of appearance the same way you would for one in a close game.
これはおっとナイスバッティング。センター前。
And that keeps the inning going. So up next for
さあバッターは岡本。
Okamoto, 1 for 3. Runner on the go. That's in for a strike.
Okay, 飛びてこ。
Runner at second, 2 down. Here in the bottom of the 6th.
ワンボールワンストライクからの岡本。これはセンターどうだ。センター伸びてるぞ。いや伸びてないやった。
A strong showing from the Colorado bullpen. We're through 6 full. It's the Blue Jays 12. Top of inning number 7. Now the Rockies catcher, Hunter Goodman.
まだ体力あるな。
So what we're seeing is a lineup that's just out of sync with the pitcher. They're guessing wrong and their timing's off.
Ball.
Fouled off left side. Got it. Strikeout. Picks up strikeout number 7.
Well, he's showing some pretty dominating stuff out there in this one, not just in terms of swing and miss, but also in terms of command. So all of the strikeouts, they just kind of speak for themselves, but when you don't walk anyone, you're demonstrating that you have the confidence in your abilities to truly go right after opposing batters.
The Rockies with a lot of ground to make up here in the top half of inning number 7. Gets a piece and stays alive. Here's the 0-2. That one's upstairs, ball 1. Foul ball still, a 1-2 count. Battling here as he fouls it away. Strikeout. Strikeout number 8.
Thought it was a pretty good pitch. Top of the strike zone. We're seeing more fastballs in that location. Hitters, especially with 2 strikes, have to be ready to pull the trigger.
Tovar in the box now. No balls and a strike. Swings through that one for strike 2.
It really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent.
Hey, ここも連続3。
And he strikes out the side of the 7th. Still in total command on the mound with 7 shutout innings. It's Major League Baseball on the show. Back here at Rogers Center, and now for the Jays, Ernie Clement.
Ernie Clement.
That's towards center.
これはセンター、おっと。
Andres Jimenez digs in now. In the air, center field. Doyle in position. 2 up, 2 down. And the batter is George Springer.
さあ、バッターはジョージ・スプリンガー。いきましょう。これで5巡目かな。
Foul ball. 2 down, nobody on. Here at the bottom of the 7th. Swings and blasts one deep to left center. That's back there. Can't catch up to it. It's down in the gap. Into second, and he's got a double.
猛打賞じゃないですか、もう。
Jesus Sanchez, the next to hit. He's already homered here in this one. Jumps, but it's off his glove. Here comes Springer.
おだおだしられた。いけなかった。ダメだった。そう。タッチアウトか。もたもたしてる間にせめてやれよって締めたけどダメだった。
Back now in Toronto for the top of the 8th. Edouard Julien digging in for the Rockies. That's in there. It's 0-1. Gausman still out there to pitch the 8th and working with a big lead.
He's been excellent, really on his game in this
これ
one.
は
At
セ
this
カンド
point,
フライ。
he wants to finish what he started.
One down. Is there a debate to be had about shutting him down, maybe to preserve some bullets given the score?
Absolutely. When you consider over the course of a long season, guys putting a lot of stress on that elbow, on that shoulder, but you also have to pry the ball out of a hand of a guy like this because he's so competitive.
The Jays up big in this one, and we're in the top of the 8th. Late on that fastball.
Hey, ここも空振り。
And that K brings him into double digits for the game.
Definitely made him chase a little bit out of his zone right there. I don't think that's a strike if he takes it. Pretty textbook pitching. Get ahead in the count, get the guy in the box on his heels, and then force him to chase your pitch where he doesn't have much of a chance to do any damage.
A little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. And a foul ball. 2 down, nobody on. Fouls it off, still 1-2.
はいはい、分かってますよ。
On the ground, right side, Guerrero handles, throws the first, and that is that. 8 innings, 8 zeros as the shutout continues here.
この点差ですね。大丈夫でしょう。
Back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th. Juan Mejia. He has a great slider with tons of movement. Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Swing and a miss. That's strike 1.
Now, this is just par for the course these days. Huge fastballs coming out of the bullpen.
That's out.
Mejia goes 6 feet 3 inches, 200 pounds, and he was born in the Dominican Republic.
いやー、ちゃっ
Foul
ち
ball
ゃ
there. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Up the middle.
Oh,
nice
shoulder
play.
up top.
Goes from his knees.
Yeah,
And that's a
one
great
out.
play for the out.
Great reaction there to get to the baseball, secure it, and then no time to get up and throw. Throws from one knee. That's a guy that's got a lot of confidence in his arm strength and accuracy.
Now it's the right fielder, Addison Barger. Swing and a ball hit
これ
out
はどう
towards
だ
left
レ
center
フトが取るかレフト
field.
を
Pulls it
抑え
in
ま
on the run. Out number 2.
Up next for the Blue Jays, catcher, Alejandro.
Alejandro Kirk next up for the Blue Jays. And the first offering is fouled off.
I'm going to start that load a little bit sooner because of the good velo.
0-1 down. Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Doyle under it.
センターフライで次は同点で、さあ次が最終回かな。行きましょう。
Back here at Rogers Center, all set to start the ninth in this one. Jake McCarthy digging in for the Rockies.
So impressive how the velo is still there even this deep into the outing.
Hard hit right side. Throw to first in time. Tyler Freeman will hit next. And that is out of play. One down, base is empty here in the ninth. Ripped, but it curls foul. In the air, left field, Sanchez moving under this one.
これはレフトが抑えてツーアウト。
Just pulled off of it a little bit right there. That front shoulder coming open instead of staying closed. If he does that, he's going to be able to go up the middle the other way with some authority instead of a fly out to left.
He swings and fouls one off. 2 down, nobody on. Here at the top of the ninth. They're down to their final strike.
Ball 2.
Yo, よっしゃ、これキャッチャーフライで終わり。はい、ゲームセット。ブルージェイズ今日も快勝でございます。ありがとうございます。
It has become increasingly difficult to throw a complete game shutout because of all of the offensive prowess that these hitters are showing around the league today. But he had total command of this game, and he saw it all the way through to the end. Nice win.
さあ、今日もね、ブルージェイズ打線が爆発しましたということで、ホームランやらタイムリーやらよく打ちました。ね、終わってみれば12点。素晴らしい。はい、お送りしてまいりました MLB The Show 2026年シーズントロントブルージェイズ編でしたと。さあ、アスレチックス3連勝で、ロッキーズの初戦を取りましたということでね。あと2戦続くのかな。で、ここで村上と対決になるんでね、やっていきたいと思いますと。はい、見に来てくれた方ありがとうございました。ひとしさんもありがとうございました。ということで今日はこれにて終了したいと思いますと。それでは皆さんさよなら。バイバイ。